Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
Amber sent us a text at 402-403-9478. Very tiny.
You just jump right in, don't
Just go right in. We don't need any fluff around this thing. We're at episode 953. We don't need no fluff. And that's actually the name of our podcast. We don't need no fluff.
Don't need no fluff.
Don't need no fluff. Okay, perfect. Have to note that one. So yeah, and this is very timely because my lovely wife and I had a conversation last night about how to keep our white clothes white, right? Just in general. Well, and how to get them white after they're soiled. You know?
Okay.
It says, hey, this is Amber. I found the best hack for keeping white things white. My son plays baseball, and they have white pants for uniforms, which is pretty much the dumbest thing ever. 7-year-olds should never put on white ever. It's just got mess. Oh, it's just a big mess. Okay. So what she does is douse them in Dawn powder wash. I've never heard of Dawn powder wash.
And what?
And
Powder?
Right. Dawn. Oh, sorry. I didn't need to put a D in there. It's just Dawn Power Wash. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, Dawn Power Wash. And spritz a little OxyClean on there for good measure. I love OxyClean, by the way. She said, boom, good every time. That Dawn Power Wash is like a magical wizard cleaner, I swear. So I need to check out this Dawn Power Wash. I've never heard of it.
Over that Dawn Platinum Power Wash Dish Spray. Interesting. Spray. I like the spray idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Instead of just a blob that comes out.
Yeah, the spray.
Cross them.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't do dishes by hand very often either.
Well, me either. Would you do me a favor and Google Dawn Powder Wash to see if that exists? Because I feel like I've heard of that before, too. I doubt it.
It should. Confused. Dawn Powder Wash. No,
it
still
exist.
Comes up with powder.
It comes up with Power Wash. Okay.
Not a thing.
And what we were talking about last night, and you've probably done this before. I've never washed like white, because one of Beth's t-shirts was white, but it like over the years it kind of just gets dingy, you know. And that's when you're supposed to use bleach. Neither one of us have ever used bleach on clothes, but there's like a little side thing on the wash machine. You're supposed to fill a little cap of bleach or whatever. But like, how much do you put in there? What do you do? I've never done it.
Usually it says so on the thing of Clorox.
Okay.
Of course, I call bleach Clorox, just like tissues or Kleenex.
Right.
But whatever bleach, I think it says on the bottle how much to put in there in this dispenser. But I think they also have for bleach. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You don't want to put anything in there that you don't want white.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I've used it before.
And I don't
know if I used it or if I put the water in first and I add the bleach to it and then I add the clothes.
We'll try both ways and see which way works better.
So you don't end up putting bleach on any part of the clothes before they're wet is the idea.
Oh, okay.
So like diluted bleach, like put the bleach in the water first, I think. Somebody will surely correct us on this. We don't have a fact checker today.
Yeah, that's right. Good point. Well, I guarantee he's never bleached clothes anyway, so you'd have to Google it.
If he doesn't know next door, he's not bleached.
Right, he has not bleached, that's for sure.
Not a chance. Okay. All right, good enough.
So,
okay.
So that's a good one.
Yeah. Did you happen to see this story? I know it came out last week, but we didn't really talk about it. But the whole Bill Gates divorce thing, after Jeff Bezos divorce thing that came up.
Yeah.
And now both ex-wives are now in the $60 billion club, or will be. Melinda will be, because I think his net worth is $134 billion, but he had already developed Microsoft before she married him, and he was already worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
He had no prenup. And I thought that was so weird. And now I'm starting to think it might be by design. And you know, of course.
No. Everything in your world is done by design. Let's hear it.
Because he's not stupid. You know, I mean, you don't get $134 billion in your bank account by making dumb mistakes, right?
Right.
So there has to be a plan. And the rumor that's going around is that because of the way the economy is the last year or so, and to this point, things are so inflated and so much money has been printed that there's going to be a correction. And because money has lost value, if he sells his stock right now, because it's dropped, his value has dropped somewhat. It's still 134 billion. It's over that.
I mean, come on.
But right, but it would have been more. But because it's dropped, he can't sell his shares to avoid further loss without causing a panic.
Yeah.
And then also, if he did that, the government would tax part of his wealth.
Oh yeah,
right?
He'll have to wait.
He'd get with taxes.
Well, I heard today that he just transferred half of whatever 62 billion, or maybe that is, into Melinda's name. So is that part of it?
Yeah. Part of it went to her, because then that's part, and that was put in play the same day that they made their announcement that they were going to get divorced. And so, but if they get divorced, then the judge would come in and say, okay, you have to sell everything and split the money. And so no panic.
Yeah.
And as part of the divorce, I don't know how that affects your taxes. I don't know if that still plays into that, but I heard that and I thought that's kind of interesting though, because if he couldn't sell his stuff off, because it would have raised eyebrows across the world. Like, why is he selling? Because he's trying to maintain his wealth, and maybe the divorce is just part of the plan to maintain their wealth.
I mean, I would think that if he was going to sell, if that was like what he needed to do, he knew that this crash was coming or whatever, the best disguise for selling everything would be, hey, I have to because of a divorce. I have no choice.
We have to.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, and then on top of it, then the other story came out about his girlfriend, which you heard about that, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Wait, hold on. No, I have not heard about his girlfriend.
Okay, he's got a girlfriend, and he's known her since before he married Melinda. And apparently they dated in the 80s, but broke up the year he met Melinda. She also is like computer whiz. She founded Open Systems. It's an accounting software company, and sold it for millions of dollars at one point, and then had the nation's first venture capital firm that worked with software. And it's called Hummer Windblade Venture Partners. And it financed software startups. So anyway, she's married. She's married to a private investigator. It says her husband is the younger brother of actor Kevin Kline.
What? That's so weird.
Yeah. His name is Edward Kline, and he's a private investigator in San Francisco.
Okay,
anyway.
That's so weird.
Anyway, when Bill and Melinda got married, the word is that there was an agreement that he can spend a week or a weekend. I've seen two different reports. A week or a weekend each year with Anne.
What?
Every year.
This is it.
Yes.
Where did you find this? The internet? Twitter?
Yeah, it's got to be true. It's on the internet.
Oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing.
I found two different places where I found it, actually. So if you look it up, just Google it. Go ahead, feel free. Her name is Anne.
What woman?
Anne.
What man? Who would agree to that at the beginning of your marriage? Like, hey, I love you so much, but I want to spend 1 week a month with Anne, or one week a year. And they even have pictures of their little getaway. Wow.
Yeah, it is the craziest
That
dang
is
thing.
so
And
crazy.
I'm like, what is going on? And apparently, though, the reason why is because they both have that same. They both think the same way. They're both the same. They just enjoy each other's company so much.
Yeah, because he seems like such an exciting, intriguing guy.
Well, I'm having to wonder about her then, right?
Yeah, right.
And there are pictures of her. Although they look like they were taken in '87, but sweet little mom jeans. I'm going to tell you what. But then another story that I saw, and this was on Daily Mail. Most of Daily Mail is kind of like the Inquirer. Like, they get enough right that you can't just dismiss them. It says, okay, it mentions the transfer of the stock to his wife, Melinda, the day they announced their divorce. I'm just reading through it. So one little one paragraph thing on here. And it said that gave Melinda more than 14 million shares of Canadian National Railway. It's worth about 1.5 billion. He gave her 2.9 shares of Auto Nation. The shares transferred from another investment company that is controlled by Bill. And Bill has hired 97-year-old billionaire lawyer Charlie Munger to represent him in the divorce.
Of course. No way.
What?
What?
That's because it's already done.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. There's not going to be any court proceedings. You know what
No,
I mean?
I'm sure not. No, I'm sure they're going to mediate. It's all done already. They're not going to.
It's already written down.
Yeah, it's
and
done.
that's why I wonder if the whole thing with the marriage, it wasn't more of an agreement than a marriage. But then they've got 3 kids, don't they, or something? I mean, it's not like they didn't, hang out.
Hang out. It's not like he got that all of his system with Ann. No, he had it the other 51 weeks of the year. He hung out a little bit.
And then there's another story that came out, and I'm guessing to deflect. The Chinese interpreter that works for the Melinda, the Gates Foundation, throws out this story denying the rumors that she's the reason for their split. And it's like, I haven't even heard the rumors. So this is a little early with the denial here.
Right. Well, yeah. Maybe let it hit first before you start saying it's not true. Because that kind of looks super suspicious.
So that's been thrown into the pot as well. But
wow.
Anyway, so I just thought I'd add to the table because, it's not like I'm not doing anything around here.
Oh, yeah. You've been swimming in some rabbit holes. Wow.
I have been, right? It's been out. It's just been awesome. So that's what I bring to the party today. So.
I want to feed into your conspiracy theories again, too, because yesterday I got my first vaccine, like a lot of people have.
I know you did.
Yeah. So, and I thought of you the whole time I was in there thinking you wouldn't be caught dead unless you had a gun held to your head, at least at this point, anyway.
I am all for anybody who wants to get it, getting it.
Right.
That's all. That's just where I stand.
Yep.
I'm just all for it. If you want to get it, absolutely. I'm not taking a stand on my hill.
It's just something that you don't necessarily want to do, or you don't want to keep other people from doing.
No, and it's same when I was the flu vaccine, which that I didn't partake. I think I did one time, and that was because of peer pressure. Because I was in my doctor's office, and she wouldn't let me leave unless I did.
Well, that seems like not ethical.
It didn't feel like it.
That seems not very ethical.
So that was just one of those things. And so I don't try to preach to anybody else, but I just, you said you were going to get it. And I'm like, that's awesome. You want to get it? Absolutely, you should. So that's fantastic. So how was it?
Well, in a year, I just want to be able to go to a movie and a baseball game and have a vaccine card so I can so I can do things. That's all I wanted. That's the only reason why I did it, is so I can fly places.
Baseball games, you can fly. You don't have to have a vaccine passport.
Not yet.
And you don't have to, I can't imagine they're going to be able to do that. And even baseball parks. The baseball parks are trying this right now, and I can't remember if it was it's one of the teams in New York, and I can't remember which one. But anyway, it might have been the Mets. I'm not sure, but anyway, they divided their stadium. They have vaccinated and non-vaccinated sections.
Yeah, I think I know the Dodgers are doing that. So I know that they're doing.
What do
that.
you do with that? Do they have different drinking fountains? Do they have different concession stands?
Probably. But then
it's just as effective as the smoking and non-smoking sections in a plane, for God's sake.
Yeah, right.
You're all in the same vicinity. I don't know. It just seems. It seems backwards.
It seems backwards, but I never would have thought a year ago we would be where we are now. So I can't imagine a year from now we're going to have like a badge around our neck so we can go anywhere to be if we're vaccinated or not vaccinated. That's just my prediction. I saw that on my troll account.
Oh my God! Nah.
But the system was great. It was super slick. I was super shocked. Like it was it was I got there at 12:30 yesterday, and I was done done getting my shot in less than 8 minutes. And there was about 70 or 80 people in line. Like they just file you through there like an assembly line. Then you wait for 15 minutes. And as I'm sitting down there after my shot and I'm waiting for my 15 minutes, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and no word of a lie, the first thing I open up and I slide up through my thing, and a news report, whatever, from Channel 7 comes across. It says, 80-year-old woman dies of the COVID vaccine hours after taking it. I'm literally sitting in my 15-minute bubble. And I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Granted, I'm not an 80-year-old woman, but I feel like one sometimes.
No, I know. And the thing is that any of those stories, because I get it, I mean, and this works both ways. But any of those stories, I know that the anomalies are the ones that they're clickbait. Mm-hmm. They're clickbait. So they're going to keep pumping those out there. I don't know what the actual numbers are, because I've honestly searched to try to find it. And you can find some information. I think it's 3,000 people have died because of either reactions. We'll just call it that after the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that.
Yeah.
Which is higher number than other. I mean, there have been other things. I think there was a vaccine for swine flu a number of years ago, and there were like 50 deaths, and they stopped it. And but this is I don't know that 3,000 number is in this country or worldwide.
I bet that's
don't
worldwide.
know.
There's no way. If it's 3,000 in our
trying.
country, people be freaking out.
But if it's 3,000, they've already it's over 100 million have been vaccinated.
Yeah, still
So
low number.
is that really that big of a number? And is that just collateral damage? I mean, is that just
Right.
What's the acceptable number? It's like I don't know what that number is.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, that's true too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true too, and that's why it's hard to find the raw data. It's hard to find just the answer because somebody has to put their twist on it.
Yeah.
And so it makes you not trust what anybody says because everybody's got an agenda. But I'm glad you got it, and I'm glad you walked out. You're feeling fine.
Oh, yeah.
You're at work the next day. So it's the second one they say for some people, right?
Yeah, but
then also it's people that are super healthy and have a great immune system.
Well,
those are the ones that get sick.
I may have dodged the bullet on that one. Are the ones that get sick or not get sick?
Yeah. Remember Sasha?
Yeah.
The ones who are super healthy and have a great immune system have the biggest reaction. Let's just say that. Not saying they get sickest, but just say they may experience more of a reaction to that second one.
Okay.
At least that's been some people's experience. And Sasha's a good example because,
well, then I'm not going to start. I'm not going to go to the gym and start eating healthy until like day 22 of this thing. And I get past the second one. So I want to give my body any sort of healthy leg up.
When are you supposed to get your second one then? How long of a wait is it?
No sooner than 21 days and no longer than 6 weeks. So
between 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So when are you supposed to start your weight loss competition?
In 2 weeks. So that's why I'm really going to mess it up. Had Burger King for breakfast.
You're going to sandbag it?
Yep, totally.
You're going to sandbag it that first week?
Yeah, totally.
Wait till I get the shot and then I'll get serious. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my, that's awesome. Well, good deal. And I know your wife is probably already vaccinated, isn't she? She works in healthcare.
Yeah, she got it, I think, like whenever the first week that it was out. And she didn't get sick. Nothing. She just had a sore arm. She's tough, so.
Do you have a sore arm? You don't have a sore arm?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And in middle of the night it hurt really bad, but then like this morning it's noticeably like so much better. Almost to the point where it doesn't hurt anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay. All right.
Okay. So that's it. That's our show for today. We don't need no fluff. We get right to the meat of it.
Right? Bring your conspiracy theories and pull up a chair.
That's our tagline. Bring your conspiracy theories and pull up a chair. 402-403-9478. Text us or it's Pat and JT on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.